Hello, AJ. Welcome to, what are we? Is it a Monday night? Monday night. I'm losing track of time.
Greetings. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm excited to be chatting with you tonight all about our Leadership and Culture Summit that we're going to be running in July. So you up for a good chat about that?
I am up for a good chat about that because I'm always excited about events now that we can all be back in person in a room. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, every year Human Synergistics run a really great conference down in Sydney, and they invite consultants and clients and a whole group of people to go down there. But I'm super excited that we're actually going to be running it up here in Newcastle this year.
Exactly. I think often a lot of big, great conferences and that you have to go to a capital city to have them. And it's about time we start putting Newcastle on the map. We're such a big, growing city. It's great to be hosting something here locally and also featuring some amazing local businesses and what they're doing in the space of culture.
Yeah, and there are some great businesses locally who are doing some really interesting and challenging and rewarding things around their culture and leadership. And we might get into who they are later in the conversation. But for now, I just wanted to check in with you. What's the why behind running this summit? What's the purpose of the summit?
Maybe your purpose is different to mine, or maybe they're added together. I know we love collaborating on big things and doing things with others. I guess one of the reasons we initially had discussed it and resonated with me was that we are in a highly changing world and the demands of the market just seem to be exponentially growing. I really think there's a challenge around talent and hiring and recruiting and maintaining great people now. And now there's much more flexibility around working from home from lots of different companies. Some of the competitive advantage that some companies had before is now everyone's advantage. And lots of the leaders that I coach and work with are saying, how the hell do I navigate this? And what am I going to do to make my business attractive and continue to be successful and sustainable long term? So I know I was super excited to put on some kind of event that is motivating, that is inspiring, but that's also practical and realistic, and that people go, oh, there's a few strategies there that I could implement and apply in my business.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing I'm going to really enjoy about the summit is we're going to be listening to CEOs and also people and culture people, and we're going to be listening to what worked, what didn't work, what was challenging, what they would do again, how they might do it differently. So there's a lot of reflection and a lot of lesson learning and a lot of just acknowledgement, I think, of the journey that many people have actually travelled along in regards to this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And that's actually something I love about Newcastle as well, is people are really upfront pretty much here. You know, they say it how it is. So we're not going to get just a glossed over version of our culture's wonderful. We're going to get people going, we had these issues, or we've tried these strategies and some flopped and some went great. What's been some of your inspiration, Mish, for doing this?
I think, you know, after doing this work for such a long time, I find that when I'm moving from client to client, there's a lot of repetition with what I'm doing, and there's a lot of talking about similar concepts and similar ideas, but across different clients. So one of the things for me is that I just really would love an opportunity for the people to tell their story of what they've been through, but also for me to be able to share a story about what it's like as a consultant in these businesses, and just get more people listening to the message in a shorter space of time.
Yeah, and I think it's an opportunity for us to showcase some of our clients' amazing stuff, because we see it all the time, but it's often behind boardroom doors. It's not always told. And also to bring other clients of ours along to learn from others, so that it's not just us as a consultant banging on all the time about the value of investing in your people. You know, we're always saying that to clients, but sometimes you want to hear the story from someone else about actually how that's been realised. So I think that's why it's super valuable, because it's hearing other people's stories.
And we're listening to a decent chunk in time, because most of the companies who are involved in telling their story at the summit have been doing this work around leadership and culture for 3-4 years. It's not a case where people that have just started 6 months ago are going to be speaking. It's people that have got a little bit of longitudinal data and can really discuss where they were at their baseline, what was their baseline culture like in their organisation, and what were the leadership skills and capability like compared to what it's like now. And most importantly, we're going to be hearing linkages between leadership and culture and business metrics. And that's the thing I'm most interested in hearing.
And what I love about that is quite often you hear about culture success stories, but they can often be startup companies or companies that are still quite in their infancy. And so they've had an opportunity where their founder has been able to shape their values and vision and mission and really shape that culture from the get-go over a couple of years. What we're talking about are people in healthcare, banking, manufacturing, mining. So companies that are large, that are diverse, that have big workforces, and that have got a lot of legacy. So they're not just starting from scratch and able to create this beautiful little happy workplace. They've actually got really big hurdles, and they've got history, and they've had union activity or changes in leadership. And so real big challenges that most people who are in corporate sector would probably want to hear about, because often the ones that we might hear about, maybe, you know, we hear Googles and people get splashed around a lot, and tech companies. And this is really practical journeys from people who are in substantial businesses that have been around a long time, and all the challenges and the great things that go with that.
Yeah, I think that's so true. And, you know, I think the other thing that I always reflect on in regards to business is, you know, if it's your technology, in theory, you can copy it from someone. If it's a process or a policy, you can copy that from someone. But you can't copy your humans, and you certainly can't copy your culture. So understanding the role of how your humans create culture, and then the next step being able to leverage that for commercial good, that takes some focus and it takes some intention.
I think people who are coming are in for a treat. Like, we ran a couple of superhuman summits over and during COVID, which was great because that's all we could do was be online. And Michelle and I loved bringing the summits to you all and bringing exciting speakers. But we love being in person even more. And we want to make sure this event is something that you'll talk about, something that you'll take back to the workplace and share with other leaders and other people you work with. We really want it to be a memorable event where you go away going, that was really real, I learned a lot, and I've got loads of ideas that I could actually practically look at using. Not just something that's a nice, inspiring event, but a really meaty, tangible event, as well as it being in a great location. And giving you an opportunity to get out with colleagues and really enjoy having deeper conversations.
So some of the details of the event, if you're listening and you want to jot them down, it's going to be held at the Crown Plaza in the Hunter Valley, which is a fantastic location and quite central if people are coming up from the Central Coast or out from the different mining organisations as well as from Newcastle. And it's going to be held on the 28th of July on a Friday morning from 9 till 1. So all you need to do to get your tickets is to get onto the beingmorehuman.com.au website, and you'll be able to see exactly how you can buy your tickets. There is also a special deal if you want to invite your whole executive team or your whole team that you operate with. There's a deal for 6 people. So we would love it if you would like to join us. If you'd like any further information or queries, just reach out directly to AJ or myself, and we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Anything that you want to wrap up with, AJ?
Just that I think we will also make sure that people are connecting with people who are buying tickets. You know, we might even set up a Facebook group or something in the lead up a couple of weeks before the event and after, so that you can actually share ideas and resources with each other. I think importantly, it's for everyone, not just maybe other CEOs, for example. It's also for HR and business leaders, but you could also be a middle manager, an aspiring leader, and come to this for getting ideas. I also think if you're wanting to see culture change in your organization and you've been looking for some leverage, this is a great way to do it. Come and get some of these case studies and success stories, make some connections with other people. It's going to help you get that over the line with your own board and executive to be able to demonstrate that here's what real businesses are doing. And as Michelle said, there will be data and things as well to actually show you the before and after and how transitions have happened for companies. So I can't wait. 28th of July, make sure you go to beingmorehuman.com.au, and I think it's /2023-summit to get more information about the summit. You will also see stuff on all of our socials coming up about us, about the speakers, about the event itself. But please also don't be tardy. Make sure you get the tickets, because we are in a room that has a limited size at the Crowne Plaza, and they have other events and things on that day, so we can't expand beyond the tickets that we have. So make sure you get in, don't wait. Make sure you buy even the 6-pack tickets. It's really affordable, so that you and your whole exec team, or maybe some of your team members, can come along with you. Yeah, can't wait.
Hope to see you there. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great night, everyone.